Hi everyone, welcome to the Brand Intimacy webinar on top-ranking brand families. I'm Rena Plappler, a partner here at Emblem. We're an independent brand agency headquartered in New York City with offices in 5 countries. What I'm going to share with you today is what motivates us and what makes brands ultimately successful. Brand intimacy is the emotional science behind the brands we use and love. My partners and I have been building brands across industries and borders for almost 3 decades. And for almost a decade and a half, we've been working on the brand intimacy study. In its latest form, it's bigger and more dynamic than ever. This is our most recent rankings. You can see Disney #1, followed by newcomer Tesla. Apple, Sony, and YouTube round out the top 5. And we've got over 600 brands and 19 industries featured. Why do we believe brand intimacy matters? Because we know emotion drives decision. Behavioral scientists have proven that we make decisions based on emotion, and in fact, we aren't as rational as we may like to think. We have found that we form emotional bonds with brands in the same way that we do with people. These bonds are reciprocal, they're fluid, and they're culturally specific. Intimate brands offer financial advantage. Study after study we've conducted, we see that intimate brands outperform their peers. Here, intimate brands perform better than the Fortune 500 across profit as well as stock price. In addition, intimate brands offer many other related advantages. They have greater price resilience. People are willing to pay more for them. They're enduring. They show stronger performance over time and the ability to weather market forces. And they foster greater engagement. Here's a high-level view of our brand intimacy model and how we measure brand intimacy. There are 4 main parts to this model. First, you need to be a user. This means that you have written about the brand, you've used their products, and you're a customer. Second, you have a strong emotional connection. To be intimate with a brand, you need a positive connection, and this is the second foundation of our model. Third is the archetypes. Think of these like markers or DNA, as they are unique to each brand. No one archetype is more important than the others, and brands generally exhibit 1 to 2 strong archetypes. And within industries, you'll start to see generally similar patterns. First is fulfillment, which is about exceeding expectations, delivering superior service, quality, and efficacy. Identity is about reflecting an aspirational image or admired values and beliefs that resonate deeply. Enhancement is about becoming smarter, better, and more connected through use of the brand. Ritual is ingraining a brand into daily actions where the brand becomes a vitally important part of daily existence. Nostalgia, as you might guess, focuses on memories of the past and the warm feelings associated with them. These are often brands you have grown up with. And last, indulgence. This is about creating a close relationship centered around moments of pampering and gratification that can be occasional or frequent. There are 3 stages that measure the intensity of a brand relationship. Sharing, the earliest stage, is when a person and a brand engage and interact. Knowledge is being shared, and the person is informed about what the brand is all about, and vice versa. At this stage, there's attraction and assurance. Second stage is bonding, when an attachment is created and a relationship between a person and a brand becomes more significant and committed. This is a stage of acceptance, and trust is established. And last, fusing, the most advanced stage of brand intimacy, is when a person and a brand are linked and co-identified. In this stage, the identities of the person and the brand begin to merge and form a mutual realization and expression. Taken together, these components form the brand intimacy quotient, which is a score from 1 to 100 we assign each brand. It's an easy way to keep score and compare brand performance against competitors. From doing the brand intimacy study for over a decade, we've gained tremendous insight. We started with qualitative and quantitative research resulting in over 250,000 brand evaluations, 20,000 stories, and talking to over 30,000 consumers. We've evolved our study now to feature a more dynamic AI engine. It includes 1.4 billion words that we've analyzed, 19 industries, and 600 brands. Each year, our studies reveal key insights. This was especially true during the COVID years, and here's a few of the most recent findings. Since the pandemic, people are forming more committed, deeper relationships with brands. This has increased 19%, and it suggests that people are looking for ways to connect more deeply. Not only are consumers connecting more deeply, but they're having more emotional relationships. The percent of consumers in some sort of intimate relationship with a brand has increased nearly 10% since before COVID. And lastly, we see an increase in indulgence. The indulgence archetype that centers on moments of gratification and pampering has risen in strength by 12% since our last study. And you'll see indulgence come back at the end of this presentation as well. Moving to our most recent study, what I'm sharing today is the first time that we've segmented and analyzed brand families to explore how these powerful and culture-shaping portfolios win our hearts and minds. Here's the top 25 brand family rankings. You can see that Amazon takes first place, and in fact, 5 tech-oriented brands comprise the top 10: Amazon, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta. In addition, the Walt Disney Company is in second place, Volkswagen Group in third, Alphabet fourth, and Apple rounding out the top 5. You can also see some interesting parallels. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola Company are ranked 12th and 13th respectively back to back. And similarly, Estee Lauder and Shiseido ranked next to each other, both beauty brands. Luxury powerhouse LVMH ranks near the bottom at 23, and Marriott International is the only hospitality chain that makes the cut. You can also see some variance in how a category like automotive is featured. Volkswagen Group ranks third, the strongest automotive conglomerate we have in our study, while Stellantis is 7th and GM ranks 14th. This is an interesting and diverse list, and to be on it, you need at least 3 featured brands from our brand intimacy study. We thought we'd share some head-to-head comparisons to go a little deeper. Here we're comparing Disney, which ranks second overall, to one of the lower-ranked brand families, LVMH. Interestingly, both rank highest for the indulgence archetype, which is interesting to see how indulgence stretches across entertainment and luxury. LVMH performs stronger on identity, which relates to aspiration. They're both about equal on fulfillment, which is quality and performance, while Disney is stronger on nostalgia, ritual, and enhancement. Where Disney really dominates, though, is in the brand intimacy stages. You can see that they are double the scores of LVMH, and this is most notable in fusing, the most advanced stage. Overall, we see that Disney is more effective at building emotional connections and stronger bonds with their audiences than LVMH. A second comparison we see is top-ranked Amazon against 5th-ranked Apple. These are a little more evenly matched. You can see fulfillment is Amazon's top archetype, while enhancement is Apple's. Interestingly, Amazon is still stronger in enhancement, 47 to 40 compared to Apple. Amazon is also leading in indulgence and identity as well, while Apple is stronger in nostalgia and ritual. Across the stages, we see they're more evenly matched. Apple has a slight edge in sharing and is stronger in bonding, with Amazon leading in fusing. Impressively, you can see nearly 40% of all users involved with Apple are in some form of intimate relationship with the brands in their portfolio. Here you can see some of our top performers. It's interesting to see that some of these brands are strong in multiple ways. Amazon is number 1 in both fulfillment and indulgence. Alphabet leads in both enhancement and ritual. Apple is strongest in both the sharing and bonding stages. And then on the right, you can see LVMH is top for identity, again, that aspiration. Nestle leads for nostalgia, and Volkswagen Group is strongest in fusing, the most advanced stage of brand intimacy. Some other key takeaways we wanted to share. We mentioned that tech dominates. Half of the top 10 brands in the top 25 brand family rankings are oriented around tech. That's pretty fascinating. In the past, we've sometimes seen that technology can actually be a hindrance in building emotional bonds, and today it helps and is a powerful tool in helping people connect. We also see indulgence leading. We mentioned that indulgence has increased 12% since before COVID, and we see its dominance continuing to grow. It is the archetype with the highest average performance based on the 25 brand families, and it suggests that gratification and pampering are continuously becoming more important to our culture. Last is stage performance. The top 25 brand families outperform the brand intimacy study average 38 versus 37. This suggests that these conglomerates are finding effective ways within their portfolios to build strong bonds. I'd like to share some additional resources if you're interested in learning more. You can look at over 19 industries that we have featured in our study, a variety of articles, including a recent one on LVMH. And if you're interested in learning more about your brand or your industry, custom reports are available. Thank you for your time, and if this topic interests you, you can also check out our book at your favorite booksellers. Thank you.